What's happening, fellas? It's your boy Hardcorn, bringing it back with more Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2005. This time it's the final event of the Island Green Pro-Am. We're going to finish off on Paradise Cove. Let me tell you, it's going to be a blast because this course is as hard as it gets. Toughest thing we've faced so far. Well, let's see how Greg takes it though. On the first hole we've got a 537-yard par 4. It's a long drive and there's tons of water and tons of sand. Do not mess up your drives and plan carefully because this is a doozy of a first. Starting off, he's going to give us a 2-iron over here, trying to play into the wind a little bit so he can at least try to avoid the water and the sand. That's a good drive. It'll be on the fairway. Fantastic stuff. Right in the middle. That'll set him up for a good second shot. Now it looks to be as if he's trying to go right towards the green. To get under par, it's pretty much the right thing to do. Looks like he's going for it. It's going pretty well. Oh boy, that's got some carry. That's going in the sand. Yikes! He is out of there. Out of there into the sand. He's playing in there. Hope he brought a shovel with him. Gotta say though, this course is a pretty nifty and nice place. I love to have it around here. Wonderful stuff. Gets out of the hazard and he can go in for par. The green's got a bit of a curve to it and it's also slow. So he's got to put some real power behind it to get past this tough-ass grass. And he makes it in for par. Good solid start. But against hole 2 though, he's got a 616-yard par 5. Got a big old boomerang around there, again to get across another water hazard, with another one to follow up that. With a nice wide green you can get there in probably about a solid 3. Birdie is totally possible. An eagle? Maybe? The wind's not in his favor so much now because it's blowing towards the water hazard. Let's see how this drive takes him. Oh goodness, that put him in the sand. This may not be so hot for him. Ah, there you go. Look at that. He tried to go through the trees. No, that ain't happening. Those little ducks over there looking on at him. Just thinking, man, what are you doing? Use your head. Because he's going to have to club up because he's slightly buried in the sand. Well, that put him on the fairway, but he's still got nearly 300 yards to go. And to make up for a recovery stroke like that, he's got to take a risk. This place rewards risk, but, you know, you've got to be calculated to the best of your ability. And old Mr. Coomer over here, he does a pretty good job at that. You don't get to 60 under on the whole tournament by not taking risks and not planning. And a wonderful, wonderful drive. That puts him right in on the green and right by the pin. For a very easy layup. Careful planning, careful planning. Oh goodness, it just snakes it and spirals right inside. Calling out to the crowd. Good job. On the third hole, it's a 201-yard par 3. Simply put, just drive it and try to get it on the island over there. Go too short though and you'll be in the water and hitting 3 off the tee. You'll be looking like a big old drip after that one for sure. And I ain't talking about those shoes. Just clubbing up. He's swinging. My goodness, I could only imagine if this place had faster greens and faster fairways. Some of these hits would probably end up carrying over there into the ocean much more easily. I can imagine many a player over here have sent their balls into the ocean right off the tee. Ruined many a game. But on the 4th hole, it's a 452-yard par 4. Hopping from island to island, you have to make it over there to the final one. It's starting to look almost like Mario Sunshine at some points. I'm telling you, these par 4s almost feel like a par 5 at some points. There's one later on that feels as, I feel it almost should have been a par 5, but it's doable. It's very hard though. But Greg comes off the tee with a great hit. Puts it right in the middle of the fairway, and lines it up ready for the next drive. That's good stuff. A 2-mile-an-hour right to left wind keeps him in the fairway, keeps it on the true path. But how will he fare against this 3rd drive to the tee? Oh my god, I keep calling it the tee. It's the pin. 63 under for the tournament. That's just incredible. And the 2nd place person is only 38. My goodness. Can he ever be stopped? And he barely gets on the green by almost just flinging it off the island. He's got to be careful here, else it'll roll off. But he gets it for par, and that's good on that sort of hole. But on the 5th hole, it's a 500-yard par 4. You see right here, you almost think it's going to be a par 5, but nuh-uh. 500 yards, it probably just barely meets the minimum for hitting a par 5 or something like that. But no, it's like, it's 501 yards for a par 5. Okay, we're going to put it at 500 and call it a 4. Pushing it, pushing it. Oh, goodness, Mr. Greg. Mr. Coomer has gone crazy. He's going to drive off the tee onto the 2nd island. He must be going for the birdie real bad. If you can get to that, you can do this in par. It's totally fine. But this is what separates the men from the boys, is taking these risks like that. And he gets a longest drive for it. Incredible. 345 yards. He's on a bit of an angle though, so this is going to mess up his shot a little. How will he take this though? That's the question. Will this put him on the green? Oh yeah, that's on the green. And he's way close to it. 12 whole feet. 4 yards, nothing. Man must have been hitting the target practice range over there. He's been nailing these tiny, tiny greens and little islands like it's no problem. He gets a birdie on one of the hardest holes of the course. But see how he fares on hole 6, which is a 564-yard par 5. And look at that. It's got tons of sand on the lead up, tons of bunkers, undulations, and a hidden green by trees and a sand bunker on the side as well. You can totally hook it in there if you wanted to, but it's quite a risk to do such a thing on this. And look at that, he gets a calm wind with it too. That's amazing. That's fantastic. And a fantastic drive. That's going to be right in the middle of the fairway. Good setup. He's a real contender for MVP this year. And also Rookie of the Year this year. My goodness, what a fantastic rookie season for this man. But we've still got plenty of time left on the PGA Tour this year. So we'll see how he fares. Or 4s even. And he gets on the green in 2. Very fantastic job. It's quite a long putt though, 24 feet. Ooh. And just barely gets inside with an eagle. Another fantastic Greg Coomer moment. But on the 7th hole, you've got a 280-yard par 3. Right off the tee, it's a big old sandy wake with a nice U-shaped green. Hole-in-one is definitely doable, but not so much when you've got a nice headwind going against you. But hey, maybe it's just the amount of buffeting it needs to even out a very powerful stroke. Whoa. Okay, that is hole-in-one material right there. Wow. Man, if that wind wasn't there, he would have power shot that and gone right over the island. Goodness, it worked right in his favor. You don't see hole-in-ones very much, but when they happen, they're just a really sight to see. On the 8th hole, it's a 482-yard par 4. More and more islands as we're on, we're on the coast. Gotta make it look good. Get some use out of that sand, I guess. But it's very easy to fall into a water hazard on a hole like this. And also overshooting the island itself and landing in the sand. Because it's not very far from the fringe or the rough to the sand. It's a very tough course. They've got a green in the back for those hard hitters over there. I can only imagine just how few people actually make it to there. But it's doable. That's probably what you need to do anyways to get onto the green in 2. It's damn near 300 yards to do that. But he's lining it up very well, probably going to go for a par on this one. Ah, the rough stuff. Goodness. Inches away, too. Probably was hoping for a wind to help him there, or a slight breeze or something. But he's on the green. And frankly, that's all you could want on a course like this sometimes. It's quite difficult. Concentration is key here, folks. Fantastic, a good par. The 9th hole will fare to be a 476-yard par 4. Dog legs around at the very start, and then you've got a hidden, and you've got a very protected final green with a bunker on there with some trees. Can't hit low, but you gotta approach real high at some parts. A very powerful drive from Mr. Coomer. 194 though, that's not too good. Playing into the wind at least, so he can give it some more juice and it'll even out. Probably hoping for at least a gust as he goes higher to slow it down. Because look at the size of that green back there, it's tiny. Oh goodness, a 3-iron. Better be careful. That's prime for overshooting. He's on, but he's also 32 feet away. Now let's see if we can have a nice Coomer classic moment right here. Concentration is everything, as he's got quite the distance to go on this one. wonderful. That's something to write home about right there. Having a little fun there, I see. Good job. And he takes the longest putt for the course. And onto the back 9. Starting off on the 10th, we've got a 506-yard par 5. A long drive off the tee. You then have to clear a big beach area. You're essentially invading Omaha Beach right there. Onto a nice heart-shaped green, because you're going to love that this hole is over at least when it's done. He's sizing it up, probably trying to get over the hill right there to line him up for a good shot. Or at least try to not land the tree. There's a little grove of trees right there will block your shot. You'll essentially have to give up a stroke just to get around it. Looking good. Looking not so good. Damn, even with the driver, he took it to land on the side of the hill. Wow, he's not playing around. He's gonna go right for... He's looking like he wants to go right for the green. Some careful planning because it's a blind hit. He can't see the green from here. And there's a tree right there. An errant shot. Oh, he makes it. Let's see if the heart actually gives him back some love that he wants. And he's on. And he's still on. Rolled right where he wanted to, but he's in the fringe. He's using that eye of the tiger vision to really line it up in there. It's quite a distance. And when you're going for eagle and you're going for points like that, you really want to take every precaution possible to make sure you get it. And he nails it, of course. Always having fun out there on his victory poses. Good job, Mr. Coomer. But the 11th hole is a 152-yarder, par 3. Big ol' uphill shot. Club choice is everything right here, making sure you don't want to undershoot it. So you end up in the big ol' sand bunker right there. Could you ever figure out that they love sand here on an island? My goodness. They use that perfectly white sand everywhere, but it's cool it with the sand, guys. Come on. Just barely makes it on there. But he's going to putt. He's got some distance. It looks relatively flat from here. And he nails it in for birdie. Hole-in-one material, but, well, it's birdie material for him. Hole 12 is a nice 294-yard par 4. Ooh. It's got breaks into green, breaks into fairway. A risky maneuver for sure. Trying to get his 2-iron in there so he can actually land on the very edge of that of the fairway. But I don't know if that's such a good idea. Really playing into the fact that the fairway is slow, so his carry is going to be limited. He gets it. His risk paid off. Now let's see if his risk will pay off here, getting to the tee. He's almost having to lob it over. Make you second guess yourself that he hit the tree or not, but nope. Didn't make the sound that he hit it, so I guess not. From a distance, he nails it once more. The 13th hole is a 391-yard par 4, and this is probably the hardest hole on the course. It's amazingly a par 4, but it should really be a par 5. On the approach, you've got a gigantic hill to come up with. It's the damn near blind. If you want to make birdie on this, you have to take an extreme risk and hit it over here. But the thing is, you can't see around it very much because there's the gigantic mountain in the way. So you've got to essentially get on the green in 2. But almost have to cherry bomb the golf ball to get it over this mountain. You essentially almost have to damn near pray to get the ball on the fairway. But he's in regulation and right in the middle. Now here comes the risk. It's a downhill shot onto the green, and the green itself is very small. It's at the bottom of the hill, so it picks up a lot of, so the ball picks up a lot of speed. And if you miss in either direction, it's just more sand and more water. So you're essentially going to take a bogey if you get in the sand. Because it's the deep stuff and the rough stuff. But my goodness, he gets it on the green and he rolls it even closer to the pin. Now that's the Coomer way. Can he get this birdie? Fantastic job. Lovely. Hole 14 is a 170-yard par 3. With a long bridge taking you over the second half of the course after your initial drive. You'll be up against a massive green over there with the mountain in the background. A scenic location, perfectly made to be on one of those golf calendars that you put up in your office, just like at the Sherwood Country Club. Frankly, every shot on the course could be a calendar shot. Greg seems he wants to club up on this sort of thing because it looks like his 9-iron may not make it. But on the contrary, Greg, it'll make it. And he clears it with more to spare. And he's waiting now for the... Oh, there it is. There's the roars that tell him now that he's close. Which is how close now? From 8 feet. It's a doable putt. And nails the birdie. Fantastic. On the 15th hole, it's a 347-yard par 4. You gotta hit it all the way across the water onto the island, then hit it all the way back, right back onto the island. For a big U shape and a very dangerous U to be exact. This is one of those holes where you shouldn't be very afraid you didn't hit it with enough power. You should hit it with more than enough power to get it across there, because you're going to be hitting you'll be hitting 3 off the tee if you mess up. So it's safe to say you can overshoot this one, and then bounce it off the rock, and then back onto on the fairway. And Greg does just that. He puts it right down and on there. I thought I was going to get in the rough for a second and totally ruin his shot. But now he's got to get back onto the island. A tough shot, too. Those palm trees. They may look a bit inconspicuous, but they are quite tough. Oh, wow, that could have been an eagle right there. Scary stuff. Good job. The 16th hole is a 338-yard par 4. Now this is a very small hole, very easy in fact, but the thing is, that massive rock in the middle of there makes it very hard to get off the drive. Because it's incredibly easy to overshoot the fairway itself and then go into the water or into the sand. And then you're just playing for a bogey at that point. Because if not even par. Mr. Coomer here seems like he wants to try some sort of using a wood to get on there. But the thing is, he really should have stuck with the wood. Because, frankly, that wind is in his way. It's going to push him back down. And he's off. Much to his dismay, that looks like it's going to go in the rough. He's on the fairway. But now he's in a very, very unfortunate location. He didn't beat the curve on the drive. So now he's got to waste a stroke to get over to the visualization area of the curve. Catching him in the rough again. Oh, goodness. Fairly light rough, though. He won't need a club up for this. Ah, yuck. It's a rough hole right here. It looks like he's going to get it in par. Oh, goodness, he's actually that frustrated. He's going to use the Tiger Vision support ability. Ugh. A rough showing from Mr. Coomer. Finalizing his decision, making sure it's alright. He made it for par, but I don't think he was very happy about that. Goes to show just how important your initial drive is. On the 17th hole, it's a 230-yard par 3. Hit it right off the tee. Don't you dare hit it in the sand, though, or else you're just done for. This will absolutely kill your game if you get in the sand. Risks like this. There we go. He's in the fringes, but he can totally putt from there. And that's exactly what he's going for. This is it's doable, 100%. Don't let the nerves get the best of you from that last hole, Mr. Coomer. But he's in for birdie, a fantastic finish. And now, onto the final rush, the 18th hole. It's a 619-yarder, par 5. Doable to get up there in 3. A birdie is entirely possible, but parring this is just easy. It's just simple enough to do. You may just want to par it in general so you can just enjoy the final approach to the end of the course. Because frankly, it's a wonderful place. Just like I said before, we're going to finish there. It's a beautiful place to be. And he's up and away. Good bounce too. That's almost driver territory right there. Well, I wouldn't say driver, because if you put a driver on there, he'd get in the water. But you could almost almost use a 4 or a 3 iron to get on that. Thankfully, it's a calm wind situation. So there's no need to worry about the ball flying off into the water on these big skinny fairways. Now the final approach though, that may not be so hot. Got a 6-mile-an-hour wind over there. He's probably hoping it pushes it over to the left and gets it close to the pin. And he's on. Oh. Ooh, boy, he's in for a challenge now. That's uphill and get over it. Gonna need some serious power behind it. Ah, I figured. He's going for the tiger vision. I don't blame him right there. That's a long putt and he doesn't want to overshoot it into there and get in the rough. But it's for the win. It means everything to this man. There you go. And a wonderful performance by Mr. Greg Coomer. He takes the show, and he takes himself home an enormous check. He's now earned himself the superstar status too. That's great. $750,000 awarded to us, with a 77 under for the entire tournament. Couldn't ask for anything better. That's an insane score. That's an insane amount of work right there, and an all-around good job. I want to thank you for this. Thank you guys for coming around this time. It was a very good showing today here at the beach, and like always, I'll see you guys next time.